common debate in the trucking industry is a real truck driver if you can't drive no manual truck. So let's get into it. Now, I will say, like, some people be like, well, it doesn't matter if I can only drive an automatic or I have an automatic restriction. I have an automatic restriction, by the way. Now, I will say, if you can get a manual, if you can get that off your license, get it off your license. You know, if you don't mind taking a test again in a manual truck, and if it's something that you want to do. Because it is some jobs that you might want to get out here, and they were like, oh, but we only have manual trucks, we can't hire you. So that's making you less desirable. So I will say that. Now, I will also say, the people that be like, oh, you're not a real trucker if you have that on your license, they don't make no rules, they don't have no laws, they don't got no say in nothing. But that really has something to say. They want automatics because it was like so hard. Like, it was a shortage in the industry, and I will say maybe the industry was a little better when it was all these manual trucks, because like the barrier of entry was a little higher, and so that does affect owner operators and their rates. Like, since there's so many truck drivers now, and anybody can just go in ahead and get a truck driver, a CDL Class A license, you know, as long as your driver record is good and you don't have no DUIs and you don't have no DWIs, and you can go get your license if you have a DUI and a DWI still, but it's just going to be real hard for you to get a job if you can get a job. But they will let you go get your license. You won't be wasting your time, but they'll let you go get your license.
A lot of people told me this. You're not a real truck driver unless you drive a manual truck, bro. So I thought to myself, hey, I am a real truck driver, bro. So I switched to manual. Yeah, baby. But then I saw the DOT. For some reason, my truck switched to automatic. What the heck?
Now, also big old debate is, well, what if you get stuck? A manual truck is the only option available, and you know you need it. Like I said, it's always good to have, but if not, shoot, you're gonna have to wait till you get an automatic truck. Everything will be okay. The kind of trucks there are is a manual, automatic, and a manual, like in a hybrid of between a manual and automatic. A manual is good because you have more control of the truck, especially like in weather where it's like snowing, raining, icing. Of course, like if it's snowing that bad, you shouldn't be driving the truck at all anyway, because you pull the chain up, and a lot of drivers do not chain up. Now, I will say, like, I don't feel like they better. Now, they might know a little bit more of the truck because they can drive a manual and you cannot, you know, so they might do know a little bit more, but then I wouldn't say like they are a more qualified driver because they're not higher paid. Like, if you won't get the same, now if they was higher paid, then I would be like, oh, okay. And then if they was higher paid, everybody would go and get the manual, everybody would go get the automatic restriction off their license. But the bad thing is, a lot of people do not have money, including myself. A lot of people I didn't have money at the time when I went to go get my I did not have money at the time when I went to go get my Class A.
As soon as I get into it with a hoe, bitch, I'm going to my mama's house. I'm out of there. Hey,
oh, and don't forget to like this video, comment. Really, and don't forget to like this video and comment. It really, really helps the channel out, and I would appreciate it so much. And thank y'all for watching. I hope y'all watch to the end. And even like UPS package cars and stuff like that, it was like a debate. I worked there for a little bit, and it was a debate there as well. Like, oh, well, they should have never switched to these automatic trucks. You want manual trucks, but you know, like I said, like they want more drivers. A lot of drivers had that automatic restriction on their license. If you go into one of these paid trucking company schools, they not training you on no manual. Now, if you go to a traditional school, they will train you on a manual usually, but you know, eventually they probably gonna get out of that too. If you think about it, you know, eventually they probably gonna get out of it too. If you think about it. So I mean, well, excuse me, that's just gonna be the way. And I know a lot of truck drivers, or some truck drivers, be like, well, switching gears is more fun. Like, it's boring just driving the automatic. Some of the older truck drivers that's been seasoned, I would say at least 10 years plus, they like, I would never drive an automatic.
Shifting gears on a manual semi-truck.
But like I said, eventually, unless you're gonna hold on to that truck, and I mean, you can. Some people still driving 1990 trucks. I think they all going, like, eventually I feel like they all going to switch to automatic, and then eventually they going to all switch to electric. Some people say they won't drive a manual, or it hurt their knees, and like it would be a lot harder. And another reason I feel is it would take so long. Like, it's going to take double the time. Like, the training trucking companies, it's going to take double the time to teach somebody how to teach It's gonna take double the time to teach somebody how to drive a manual truck versus the automatic. Like, I swear, I got my license in like 2 weeks. But shoot, it might have took me like 6 weeks if I had to learn a manual. I don't know. I can grasp things pretty fast, but I ain't gonna lie to you, I didn't really have no interest in driving a manual. It's good to have, it's better to have, and especially like if you're gonna be doing trucking long term, it's good. You wanna have all your endorsements and just know everything. So it's definitely good, especially like if you plan on doing trucking for 40 years, it's good to have. But if you're just gonna be in like, I'm only gonna be doing this for 5 years, this is for some money to start my business or something like that, then that's something different. And the new truckers, they do not plan on driving trucks for no 40 years. And there's no shade. If you do, that's good to have that type of consistency. But a lot of people just using this as a stepping stone and getting out. And that's another thing. A lot of the older truckers, they don't like that. Like, why are you using my career that I love so much as a stepping stone? A lot of the trucking companies, like I said, first of all, they didn't have a lot of drivers. So that's why they switched to automatics. But another thing is they just trying to rush the people out. Like I said, it would take drivers like 4 to 6 weeks. Sometimes it takes some drivers 4 to 6, and I'm talking about the trucking companies. It takes some drivers 4 to 6 weeks to even learn that manual. So just imagine, like, they be taking the test about 6 to 8 times. Some people, that's not average. I would say the average is like 2 times you take the test or whatever. But some people pass it once. Like, I passed it in my first try. Some of the older drivers, they say, like, the trucking industry will be a much better place. I do agree in a sense that it will be a better place if, they still make people get a manual. Like,
There's way more trucks and owner-operators than it is freight. If you don't believe me, let me prove it to you. Due to the overwhelming amount of truck drivers looking for work, we are no longer adding any trucks. If you're looking to get into containers, this is the type of stuff you're going to run into. Everybody is not going to be able to run the same thing and make money. The market can get oversaturated. That's exactly how cheap freight is created. It's time for us to get into different things, man. Y'all going to have to start hauling cattle and hauling some windmills and all different type of stuff if you want to make it inside this industry. Owner operators, keep following behind owner operators. Listen, wherever there's money being made, people are not going to talk about it. I'm just saying.
If automatics didn't exist, but like the world changes, like technology changes, and they wanted automatic to be a thing, and now it is. Some trucks, some trucking companies, like a lot of small ones, and then I think it's other one, I forgot the name, but they got like lips on the side of their truck, Sweet Express, and I think they only do all manuals. The people that can drive a manual truck, they used to shifting gears and stuff like that, they think they are better. I ain't gonna say a lot, but some of them, they think they are better than automatic drivers. Like I said, the thing, oh, you're not a real truck driver. You are a real truck driver, you just not a real manual truck driver. And like I said, they do know more than an automatic truck driver, or they should. All right, so down in the comment section, tell me what you prefer. Do you prefer a manual? Do you prefer an automatic? Let me know. Do you think the trucking industry will be a better place if they still require everybody to get a manual and automatic just didn't exist? And I know y'all like to make money, so if y'all want to make any extra money, start this YouTube journey. The YouTube is really, really good. You can make at least like once you get monetized, you can make at least $1,000 a month. Shoot, some people is making, and that's like, but if some people is making $10,000 a month, $20,000 a month, it just depends on how much work you want to put into it, how good you want to do with your videos and stuff like that. Some people just put a video up and go. I ain't gonna lie, most of the time I just put a video up and go. But I had my YouTube mentorship. YouTube is everything to me. I wanted to do YouTube for like 10 years. So anyway, if y'all wanted to join and get into some of this extra money, and y'all know y'all need it in this inflation as economy, and it's not going anywhere. Anyway, I love y'all. Thank y'all for everybody that got to the end of this video. Definitely leave me a comment. It really helps the channel out a lot. See y'all.